He is the Assistant Vice President of Fidelity National Title. So welcome, Andrew. Thank you. Want to give us an introduction? No. All right, next up we have Don Kielbasa, attorney and CPA. And then Charbel Shamoon, he's a mortgage broker with Pearl Mortgage. And last but not least, Rick Sobin, Vice President of Brokerage Services at App Properties and my managing broker. Please sit down. So for people that are not familiar with your titles, what exactly it is that you do in your involvement in real estate, can you just give us a short summary of what it is that you actually do?
Again, my name is Andrew Grossi. I'm Assistant Vice President of Fidelity National Title. We're in the title insurance business, so we insure title to real property. And been in this industry for longer than I probably should be, a little over 30 years. So, but again, it's a pleasure to be here and be in front of you.
Hey, can you guys hear me without the mic? Yep. Yes. Okay. Hey, guys, my name's Don. I'm an attorney and CPA. I originally started at, you guys know KPMG, transferred over from KPMG into corporate law department. Crash happened. I took over a real estate department that was crashing, and basically that was 7 years ago. So part of my practices included real estate for the past 7 years. I've managed a couple of thousand transactions, both residential and commercial. All these guys are smarter than me.
You guys are okay with that mic? It's okay.
Yeah.
Use it. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Charbel Shamoon. I am a mortgage banker with Pearl Mortgage. Been in the industry for 10 years and Pearl's been in business for 20. Thank you very much for having me. We focus on residential properties, banking, lending, and I'm just honored to be here and sit with everyone on this panel.
Morning, everyone. I'm Rick Sobin. I'm with App Properties, Managing Broker and Vice President of Sales. I was a residential real estate broker with Kennigan Stray. I was a broker with Prudential Preferred Properties. I was a manager with Prudential Preferred. I was a manager with Prudential Root Law, and then I was a manager with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Koenig Group Law Realty Group, which is a new company to the Chicagoland area. And then recently, just within the last year, joined App Properties, which is a pretty incredible independent brokerage here in Chicago.
All right. So I guess we'll just get into this. And there are a few questions that all of you can address, and a few that are very specific. So we'll get really general at first. So how would you all analyze the residential real estate market right now in the downtown area? So I guess, Rick, do you want to start off with that?
I remember someone telling me back in 2012 that we were going to have a housing shortage and that there weren't going to be enough places for people to buy, and all this bad market was going to go away, and I thought the person was out of their mind. Sure enough, all of a sudden we woke up one day and there wasn't enough inventory, and all of a sudden there were multiple offers and the market started to come back. That would have been, I would say, summer of 2012 was when it really started to recover. And by 13, we were in a very strong seller's market, competitive for buyers, and it's actually really been very flat since then. So it became strong very quickly, I would say within a 9-month period, but it hasn't really continued to grow at that pace. It just went up and then flattened out, and I would say we're at that pace right now, and it looks like we're continuing just barely above numbers from this time last year.
I'm going to almost say identical to what Rick said. Right now we're in a competitive market. Melissa will tell you there's days where I get a call on Sunday afternoon saying, Charbel, I need an updated pre-approval, and there's multiple offers. So it is a competitive market. It's in 10 years, I mean, I think it was back in 2003, 2004 when I saw prices really increase. This is the first time since then that I'm noticing people overpay for property. Not by much, but let's say like a 2-bedroom condo in the West Loop is going for $400, and comparables are selling at 400, a client's willing to pay 410, even though it's worth 400, but he's tired of losing property, so he's willing to pay 10 grand over just to get the property. So, good money.
When I started in real estate law in like 2007, 2008, like I remember it was a total buyer's market. Buyers were so like aggressive and asking for stuff, and they controlled everything. And now I just see sellers, if the buyer is a little too aggressive, the seller will just kill the deal, move on to the next guy right away.
Okay. So, Don, this is a legal question. Given that it is a seller's market, we do see multiple offers on properties. From a legal standpoint, can you tell us what the ramifications are of people breaking the contract and going with another offer?
Gotcha. So guys, I know a lot of you guys are like big time real estate people, right? But I'm like a simple minded guy and I need stuff like really simple. So there's basically 3 steps to a real estate transaction once you get the contract. Step 1 is due diligence, right? That's inspection and attorney review. Step 2 is finance. That's when the big money guys come in. And step 3 is closing. That's when the title guys make sure that everything is clear, right? So step 1 is the issue that Mel brought up, and that's a seller killing a deal. Now there's a case in Illinois, which is our leading case, called Patel v. Patel, which states that you can, during attorney review, either attorney can kill it for any particular reason, and the only exception is bad faith. They can't act in bad faith. So long as you, and bad faith is extremely tough to prove. You know, as some of you know, it sounds like at least a few of you guys have been dealing with judges before. Looking at you, Joe. When trying to prove bad faith is very tough. So we can terminate the contract if for any particular reason we disagree with it. So that's the legal ramification.
Okay, perfect. And then, Rick, I don't know if you can answer this question. For buyers that really want to procure a place right now, what advice would you give them?
They just have to be confident in their decision and move quickly. So they see a place that they like, and if they have good foresight, you can't fix a floor plan. So if the floor plan's right and they know that the size is correct, you can always fix the appliances, you can fix the cabinets, you can fix all that. Find a place that's going to suit your needs and maybe your future needs, but move quickly. If you walk out of there that day and say this is the place, it's time to write the offer that day. It's time for the agent representing the buyers to be professional, because if they're looking like they have their act together and representing the buyers in the right mindset, that's going to send the right signal to the sellers and to the listing agent. And then I don't recommend an as-is rider, because the problem with an as-is rider means you're really forfeiting your rights to litigate if there is a structural issue or a safety issue with the unit or the home afterwards. But if you do say instead, I'm not going to ask the seller for any credits. So no matter what we find in the inspection, I promise I'm not going to say I want $1,000 to fix something in the floor or something in the walls. Because at the end of the day, when it's very competitive, you're not going to ask a seller in a multiple offer situation for a small amount of money. So say that up front, and just know that the buyer has to be comfortable with the fact that they are not in the driver's seat. They shouldn't act like they're in the driver's seat, and they just have to be okay with, I'm going to be the subservient party to this transaction just to get through it to close. I hate to say it, but a lot of buyers don't want to do that, and they're going to walk for $3,000 on a $500,000 purchase, and who really wins at that point? So.
Anyone else?